Your purse? We're good.
And nobody died. Somebody turned in front of yeah, around that area too. Between Wawa and the
Thank you.
So you know Medina? Yes. Okay. Carol. Hi, Carol. It's not her house, it's Carol. Because Rosemary was the most vocal against the compressor station, when she lived right there. Like she told her. And she just did it for her.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for coming. On the call to order, the West Rockhill Township Board of Supervisors meeting for October 16th, 2019. Would you all rise and join in the pledge of the flag?
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Are there any public comments on the agenda items as they're listed? And if there are, would you please come forward and state your name and address?
Anthony Bogan.
Please come forward.
I'd like to make a comment on the agenda items, specifically on the consent agenda, and I want to express my gratitude and commend the board for moving forward on the appeal for DEP. I agree, and I feel that the monetary cost in this action is well worth it, considering the impacts to the township, its environment, and the quality of life for the current residents and the future generations of this township. And again, I thank you for that decision.
Thank you for your thoughts. We appreciate that. So noted. Someone else have their hand up? No other comments? Okay, Joe, now, so we will have an executive session follow us to discuss legal activity and real estate following tonight's meeting. Next item on the agenda, number 3, is the consent agenda, which includes the items as listed. And gentlemen, I would ask to have you review, and if you review and find an order, would you offer a proposal for approval?
Make a motion to approve.
Okay, I'll second.
Okay, it's been moved and second. Any further discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it. Thank you. We have no confirmed appointments tonight, so we'll move right into the committee reports. Park and Rec, Mr. Reese. Evening, Dave.
Hello, how's everybody tonight?
Good.
Just 2 things on the agenda tonight that I'm talking about. September Fest. Phenomenal event. If you weren't there, you missed a great day. It's beautiful. We were able and fortunate to celebrate 4 of our originating committee members that started this, Mrs. Evie Shermer, Mrs. Margado, Charlie Gingst, and Alan Grubb. So I appreciate that. We were able to celebrate a little, dedication to those guys for being part and still being part of, September Fest, where they began 25 years ago. So 25 years ago, they grew from a small event, not much. I saw small pictures. Wasn't a whole big event, but it's grown into an enormous community day. So it's pretty awesome. Gotta say a big shout out and thank you to everybody that contributed, whether you're a sponsor, whether you were a volunteer, whether you were part of the fire companies that showed up, whether you're part of the police force, whether you're part of, as well, part of the staff for the township, as well as the park and rec committee. We got a phenomenal group, so I'm ecstatic about how many great people we had. That doesn't include all the volunteers that came out, all the vendors that came out, that gave us a great event. 25 years, it's phenomenal. I mean, not much less, 25 years beside people. So it's awesome, it was a great day. So I can't say enough about it, enough good stuff, food's good, energy, the vibes, everything's good. It looks nice. If you, Ferris was here, I mean, that's easy. I mean, you don't know Ferris? Yeah, well. And second is just the Veterans Memorial. We're planning on a Memorial Day timeframe dedication for the plaque. We've been working with Fred and Charlie and Alan, Park and Rec Committee, as well as the Township to get some numbers to try and get some, to get this all put together so we can actually have a dedication for our veterans of the Township. So we're looking for a Memorial Day timeframe. When we originally got the prices, go back a couple years, we had maybe a price range around $2,500 to $3,000. We got a quote from the vendor, it was about $4,600, so it was a whole lot more than we had anticipated. We had money in the Park and Rec Fund, but we were thinking of, we had a conversation with the Park and Rec meeting, we were thinking of maybe having a conversation, possibly with the Board of Supervisors, that we could have a conversation about maybe, offsetting some of the costs. We weren't looking for that big of a hit for this year, but we really want to get it done by Memorial Day. And it does take 6 to 7 weeks to actually build it and have it installed. Other than that, I mean, the top line should be finished soon, I guess. I don't think.
Not the river there, it's in the schedule installed.
I know it's October sometime in there, but I knew that was coming. So we're moving along, we're doing a lot of good things. So what we're looking to do is continue to keep the ball moving down the court so we can have, a park as beautiful as it is and utilize it. I mean, that's what it's here for. I mean, it's for the community, that's what it's all about. So with that, I think we're good.
Yeah, okay. You trying to have a question?
I'd like to just say, Dave, from my position as the liaison to the Park and Rec, I am very proud of the Park and Rec Committee. I know Suzanne's not here tonight, but the effort and the commitment that was put into the September Fest from the committee, as well as our volunteers that did the cooking and everything else involved. I'm very, very proud of you guys, and I thank you very much.
Yeah, great job.
We love it.
Thank you, Dave. Yep. All right, move on to commission reports. Police report, Chief Rodney Blake. Evening, Rodney.
Easy, This is the Pembroke Regional Police Department report for crimes and events in the month of September. The department responded to 575 calls for service. You can see 278 were in East Rockhill and 297 were in West Rockhill. We handled 28 traffic crashes, 10 of those were in East Rockhill, 18 were in West Rockhill, and 16 were reportable crashes and 12 were non-reportable crashes. We handled 4 Part 1 crimes and 29 Part 2 crimes in September. Part 1 crimes are your index crimes, and that's how they're categorized by the FBI. The most serious crimes: homicide, sexual assault, robbery, aggravated assault, burglary, theft, auto theft, and arson. And the crimes in East Rockhill, motor vehicle theft, that was recovered in Quakertown. Fraud, criminal mischief, possession of methamphetamine, DUI, disorderly disorderly conduct, public drunkenness, harassment, weapons violation, and 5 ordinance violations. In West Rockhill Township, we have burglary, theft, a motor vehicle theft, and that vehicle was recovered in Newtown. As you know, some DNA was recovered with that vehicle also. A fraud, 2 cases of criminal mischief, 1 DUI, 2 disorderly conduct cases, 1 public drunkenness, 1 possession of marijuana, 4 ordinance violations, and 4 dog law violations in West Rockhill. Charges filed in September: carrying firearms without a license, theft of services, 5 DUI charges, 1 disorderly conduct charge, 1 public drunkenness charge, 3 possession of marijuana, 3 possession of drug paraphernalia, 1 possession of methamphetamines. Also was conducting 239 traffic enforcement details, 28 of those in Wolf and Pike, issuing 19 verbal traffic warnings, 20 citations, and 35 written warnings. Also conducted 215 business checks. The Upper Bucks Motor Carrier Safety Enforcement Team was out. They had 22 inspections, 15 violations, and 3 out-of-service violations. Just remind everybody too that on October 26th from 10 to 2, we will have our drug take back event. One site will be in Richmond Police Department, and the other site will be Grandview Hospital. Also, I don't know how long ago was it when we talked about Finland Road?
Yeah.
Oh, you have that here?
Right here, so you can bring it up. That was a year ago.
Yeah, a year ago.
That's why I asked for it.
Mr. Sherman was up there with us on Finland Road.
Yeah.
So, we had a lot of crashes there. Residents, got involved and contacted PennDOT, emails back and forth through Greg, myself, Commissioner, Bank Commissioner, Supervisor Jim Miller. And we got PennDOT out there with an engineer when Mr. Schremeyer was out there and went over the crash site. Some of it was site distance, and a lot of it was the road just not being properly marked. There was no guide rail there. So in phases, they put some signage up. They didn't install the guardrail. In the last phase, they were supposed to put an anti-skid substance down on that highway.
Hey.
So we just got working with PennDOT. That's going to be done in spring of 2020, after winter, but at least they'll be there. The guardrail's there though. So, we're still on top of that.
How been the accidents, Ron?
There were, that's what I was gonna bring up. We were having reports of accidents multiple times per week, sometimes multiple in a day, and before. We've had 3. We've had 3 accidents in the vicinity of that S-turn in the past year. And I think all 3 of them are speed
Yes.
into the turn.
Usually that's the cause of those violations.
And I can't imagine why anybody would speed into that turn, especially the way.
They don't know the road.
They don't know.
They don't have the road, the guardrails and the signs and everything. It's amazing that people do that, but there had been 3, but that's a heck of a decrease in what it was before when it was multiple per week.
It's helped.
And I know Greg had been contacting PennDOT regarding Allentown Road and the way the edge of the roadway was breaking away. They've been out there and fixed a good portion of that. It did look like they put some type of surface down, on Allentown near Shoecraft.
Yep.
And around that S-bend where Seacrest lives there, yeah. And I don't know what that is. I don't know if that's an anti-skid substance there or not, so, but there's a different.
It appeared to be, and that's why I asked Greg to check with them, why did they do that and not
Yeah.
fit on the road? They said they were coming back in the spring.
Okay, anybody have any questions?
I have none. I'll make a motion, we accept Ron's report as presented.
I'll second.
Moved in second, all in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Chief.
Ron, good report.
Have a good night.
Next on the agenda is the Joint Rec Authority, Tim Miller.
Good evening. We had our meeting first Thursday of the month, and we just have started planning for next year. We're gonna bring back some of the fun events we had this year, like with the beer night. We're planning on two beer nights at the pool. We're gonna try and get some wine in there too. I think I mentioned that at the last meeting. So people that don't like beer, you can all come out. We're looking for one in June and then one probably later in July. That way, a lot of people away on vacation in August, and it won't affect your vacation. So I know you'll cancel your vacations there. Anyway, we've had 2 applicants for the position we have open on the board. We just got one of the applications today, so we're gonna wait. I'm gonna request that we wait realized the pool has been giving back to the community this year, as well as receiving a lot of stuff from the community. We have given back to revivals in that we've given them multiple day passes for a family, so they can have some of their families come into the pool and just enjoy the pool for the day. We've given them a use of our field so they could hold their community events in the field. And we've also given, we gave a 1-year membership to the pool for a family of 4 to September Fest for their silent auction. So we're trying to give back where we can and you know, benefit the community. I was asked the last meeting why we needed an extra $2,000. And the answer is, when we were painting the pool, we had 3 days to get it painted. At the end of the second day, we realized we were out of paint, and I had to go out and start calling paint companies. And my wife and I drove all over Buxton and Montgomery County, picking up cans of paint from Leslie Pools. Leslie Pools actually went around, they contacted all their dealers, and they said how much of this kind of paint they had. And Ada and I drove around every one of them, picked up paint, so the next morning when everybody arrived, we were able to finish the pool. But that cost us money. You know, it was money we hadn't expected. That and the reincorporation as a nonprofit for the next 50 years were the 2 things that cost us extra money. So that's why we had asked for $2,000. Extra. Sellersville has put in their $2,000 already, and we have about $1,000 left in the budget for the next 3 months. So this is, a lot of this could be a buffer which is going to flow over into next year. I don't anticipate us spending it all, but we would like to. I am still asking the township to give $2,000 toward the pool. That's all I have.
Okay. Thank you, Jim. Anybody have questions, Jim?
I have nothing.
Okay. I propose to accept Jim's report as presented.
I'll second it.
Moved in second, all in favor?
Before we answer, can I ask about the $2,000?
I'm not ready to make a decision on the $2,000 yet.
Okay.
I am reviewing your list of expenses that you gave to us, or that was forwarded to us Friday afternoon. So I would like to have some time to review that.
All right.
That's all right?
Yeah, I don't think we're in a place where all the budgets come together yet, so we can see what's available and what's not.
Okay. So there'll be no 2,000. Thank you. That's all I have. And I will second the motion.
Okay, all in favor?
All right.
Ayes have it. Okay, tax collection report. Suzanne is not here tonight. I did have communication with her. I'm here where her husband has a serious medical issue that he's dealing with. And so Suzanne came through here. I did hear that that's improving. So let's all keep them in our thoughts. And Craig, do you have anything at all from the tax?
We have a report, we collected remitted, $356.60. The board has to report.
Okay.
I have no questions regarding, and I would make a motion to approve the report that was submitted.
I'll second.
Okay, move in second, all in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it. Okay, engineer's report. Mr. Baloo.
Hey, thank you, Mr. Chairman. Item under my agenda is the Caroluzzi Land Development Project. We have a representative here tonight. We'll give him a second to get organized and he gives an overview of the project.
I think they need your names.
Sure. Eric Place from Gilmore Associates, here representing Matt's Heavy Duty Auto Repair. The project in question is at the intersection of Bethlehem Pike and Old Mill Road. We're consolidating the 2 existing lots that has the existing building on it. At the intersection, the proposed buildings, the square that's hatched there, the building's 6,400 square feet. It's going to have 3 bays. It's in business, which is adjacent to it, which was the old Tesla lot, which was approved a number of years ago. There's 14 parking spaces, some landscaping, and we're converting a lot of the existing impervious into lawn/bushes and trees. We do have Wayne's Steve Bella's letter in front of me. entire letters of will comply. Maybe if you wanted me to go through item by item, yeah, well, that's what I figured. And there are a couple of partial waivers that are,
Yeah, I think we need to go through those items.
okay. I don't know if everyone has the waiver list in front of them, or should we start going through it?
Have it,
All right.
it's dated, October 2nd.
That's correct. Okay. Number one, waiver from SALO section 516, ordinance 209, which is your stormwater ordinance, and an ordinance 219 amending the storm ordinance. This is simply because of the extreme reduction of impervious on site. We're asking for a partial waiver, which your ordinance allows to not provide stormwater management calculations or detention. We've submitted with the calculations Steve requested, and I think Steve's okay with that approach, but I'll let Steve answer that first.
Yeah, essentially what they did was quantify what the reduction in stormwater runoff from the site is with using non-structural improvements. The lawn, establishment of lawn and some of the vegetation, trees and shrubs that are proposed along the, this would be the northern property line for the most part, and the other part of the parking area. And that does show, I think it was a 15% reduction in stormwater runoff from the site. So there is an improvement from the current condition of the property. But you would be waiving the full stormwater management requirements. I think the township has heard some concern from downstream property owners or downslope property owners since the planning commission meeting. One option there might be, if they're agreeable with some additional plantings along that northern property boundary that would act, again, to absorb more stormwater runoff, whether it's a shrub row or some kind of low plantings in that lawn area along that property line.
He's asking, what, all the way down it? Or just what spot of it?
Well, you already have it up by the parking spaces, so it would be from the parking spaces towards Bethel and Pike, the rest, similar plantings to the rest of the.
Does it have to be? I don't know, I'm asking, are you asking does it have to be, or?
We're asking you to do that for additional
You're looking for
stormwater.
shrubs.
Yeah,
Just right against the property line?
yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. I don't care if it's right against the property line. So you're going from like the center of the building out to the road?
Well, here's. I don't-
Christmas
I don't have a
going.
picture in front of me.
Christmas.
You guys have a landscape plan? Let's go.
I don't know if he has the full set. Okay, we do that.
Sheet 5.
That shows them, doesn't it?
Is it?
Yeah, so you have, there's 2 trees and shrubs shown, if I'm not mistaken.
That's correct.
And
Where the
it-
parking
where the
is.
parking spaces is, so we'd like to take those shrubs and extend that shrub row the rest of the way along the property line.
Towards the street, right?
Towards the street.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Number 2, we had a waiver request to put stone in the parking lot in lieu of asphalt, but we understand it's a variance as well, so we're gonna withdraw that. So that's no longer a waiver request. As a partial waiver in lieu of a traffic impact study, we provided a statement, and Steve reviewed it, and in his response, feels that addresses that, but it's a partial waiver to have a statement rather than a full study.
In this circumstance, while the retail stores weren't fully occupied, but had they been fully occupied, they would generate more traffic than what he's proposing on the site. So on paper, there would be a reduction from what could have been. So that's the basis for the request.
All right, and number 4 is a partial waiver, salary section 506, 512, 513, and 514. which is the improvements along existing streets. We have agreed to widen Old Mill Road by 3 feet and also restore the concrete swell that exists along Bethlehem Pike. It's in disrepair. We're gonna rebuild it and make it stronger than what it was before. And in lieu of the other improvements, which is curb and sidewalk, we offer a fee in lieu of that.
Right, so a 30-foot widening of Old Mill Road on one side of the road.
On our side, yes.
And what was the other thing you
To
said?
restore the concrete swell along Bethlehem Pike.
How long is that widening?
It is from the intersection to the driveway that goes into the existing repair shop. So the
So
full
it
front.
basically covers the whole front of the
Yeah,
property.
the whole front of the. And as you know, we recently had the rest of Old Mill Road repaved
Yes.
with the Fedegari project. So the road itself is in
Pretty good shape.
pretty good shape, but it could be a little wider, especially with the trucks coming in and out of the property.
That's all for the waivers.
Yeah, no, it's pretty straightforward. There's a, just as far as other contributions, there'd be parking rec or recreation land contribution and rural dedication land. It's fairly standardized. And-
Which, I'm sorry. The parkland, right?
Right. Being lieu of dedication of recreation. And just another item to note, like we've done with Fedegari and some of the other projects here, they're on a well and on sewer, in this case, a holding tank. And, they'll acknowledge that when public sewer and water gets to the property, they will connect with public sewer.
They will have to do that. That note will be on that plan? Okay.
I think they'll need a separate declaration.
Yeah, it's in my letter, and you guys have agreed to the.
Correct.
To comply.
And that's one of the other ones.
And you agreed to put a Knox box on the building. That was our other another new ordinance, I just wanted to note that. Yeah, otherwise it's pretty, it's some minor.
All right, with those additions, I don't have any issue with the plan moving forward.
So I should go ahead and prepare a resolution for next month?
I would make that motion.
I'll second.
Moved in second, all in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
I don't remember last time. We'll provide you with a copy of the resolution before the next meeting.
You're fine, you're fine. I'm gonna go this way though. You're still good.
I guess the only other thing I have is we do have this magnetic special plan that was previously approved for signature after the meeting. I just wanted to make note of that. Otherwise, I don't have anything in this.
No.
I have no other questions.
I have no other questions.
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second it.
Moved in second, all in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it, thank you. Thank you, Steve. Solicitor's report.
Yes, although there's nothing on the agenda for the solicitor's reports, just, yesterday or the day before, we got the, development agreements back for Magnetic Specialties, and instead of making them wait till the last minute, if you'd like to approve their stormwater management agreement, their development agreement, and their memorandum of development agreement in one motion, then I can pass these down and Don can sign them.
I would make that motion.
Excuse me, can we approve the stormwater management with the changes?
Magnetic Specialties.
Magnetic, I'm sorry.
No, no
There's something
problem.
before, didn't I? I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah.
I'm sorry. Yeah, yes,
He seconded.
I second it, okay.
And I'm not active on
All in
Facebook.
favor?
Aye.
I
Ayes have it.
try not to be.
They're all for this grant.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thank you, that's all I have.
It's really
Okay. You go.
I'll approve I'll make a motion to approve the solicitor's report as presented.
I'll second.
Moved in second, all in favor?
Aye.
Ayes have it.
It's bad enough.
Township manager report, Mr. Lindecker.
Addicted to just the cell phone.
Thank you, Mr.
So
Chairman.
I'm crazy for it.
The only item I have is the treasurer's report. I'll go over the treasurer's report ending September 30th, 2019. General fund, $662,107.52. Highway 8, $140,033.97. Open space, $1,069,150.36. The park fund, $10,951.89. Equipment fund, $18,307.11. Highway capital, $128.28. Street light, $34,924.80. Reserve fund, general fund reserve, $345,460. Open space Manderfield, $50,599. Sewage maintenance, $172,634.82. Stormwater fund, $6,497.78. The escrow fund, $292,275.58. We also have a list of all the bills for the month.
Okay, Jim, have any questions, or I'll entertain a motion for approval as presented, all subject to it, including payment of bills.
Make a motion to approve.
I'll second it.
Moved and second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, ayes have it.
That's all I have.
Okay. Next item is old business, gentlemen.
I have old business. I'm going to read a statement. At the last Board of Supervisors meeting, Mr. Duvall read a letter accusing a group of residents in Mead of attacking him on his health care choices in violation of his HIPAA rights. He asked that his letter be added to the meeting minutes. In response to his actions, it is necessary for me to clarify some points and misleading statements. The cost of health care is out of control in West Rockhill. The residents know it and they want change. Over the past 4 years, I have reduced my own health care costs from what could have been approximately $50,000 in 2016 to $7,000 in 2017. While everyone else has seen their costs go up between 5 and 10% per year. The other supervisors have refused to look at alternative plans. This debate has been about the cost and not anyone's personal health care. No one, except Mr. Duvall himself, has ever discussed his or anyone else's health care. Mr. Duvall has accused several people of violating his HIPAA regulations. However, HIPAA regulations only pertain to privacy between an individual and his or her doctor and healthcare provider. There are no HIPAA regulations that govern what is said between individual people. Once again, only Mr. Duvall has ever discussed his health care. It was also stated by Mr. Duvall that because of his health condition, the cost of his health insurance was higher, and that because of his health condition, he was unable to change plans. I wrote